Good friends. Doc South here saying, hey, boy, tell you, Sunday morning, late, what is this, late September. I just wanted to, I wanted to get this out before I have to head off to work. Yeah, I've got 8 hours today at the supermarket I work at, and oh man, on Sunday, that's a trip. That's all right. I could use the exercise. I've been playing records, DJing, which basically is a sitting down thing for about a day and a half now. So I do got to get my muscles toned one more time. Oh my heavens! Oh, whoa. The but I was going to say I wanted to make a report on something beautiful I saw this weekend. Let's see. It would have been it would have been yesterday, Saturday. I DJ'd an Octoberfest, kind of a celebration at the House of the Good Shepherd on the outskirts of Hackettstown. They're kind of near the Hackettstown Hospital, between the hospital and Alamucci, or Waterloo. And they did. Oh, it was just absolutely amazing. Honestly, it could bring me to tears. It was just so beautiful, the stuff they did. Now, it's a senior care residence, and a fairly large one, popular in the area, and I see why now. They had an Oktoberfest and basically a party for the residents, something I believe they do every year. Something, if it's not Oktoberfest, maybe it's some other reason, but whatever. They asked me to come DJ. I've been after them, to try to get some work, some DJ work, and they said, well, hey, you got any polkas? I said, well, yeah, I sure do. They said, well, come on out, bring the polkas, whatever else you got, and we'll let you do the music. Well, I did. I did the best I could. I think I did people say I did a pretty good job, and I'm honored to get to have them compliment me. So that was very nice. But I've got to compliment those folks at the staff at the House of the Good Shepherd. I honestly, they're like angels in human form. The stuff they did for all the residents. Some of the things. Oh gosh. Well, okay. Number one, they were all there bright and early, setting up the place out in the front. No one complaining, not one little bit, nothing. No, just, what do you need done? Doc, yeah, okay, I showed up. They say, Doc, you need help getting your stuff out? I said, no, I can do it. I'm all right. Just show me where I am. Said, we're going to get you a tent in a little bit so your records don't warp. I said, good, I can use it. Next thing I know, they're putting up a tent for me. Yeah, you need a table? I said, yeah, I could use a folding table. Someone get Doc a table, that kind, yeah. And again, not one person saying, well, let him get it himself or something. How many places? I've been places where, I have to, I've had to lug stuff up, 3 flights of stairs, and people were actually forbidden to help me. But not here. I mean, everything, just, Doc, how you, now remember, you can get some food here too when we start cooking. I said, oh, good. Yeah, I like food. Food's a plus. And like that. And so I'm setting up. They get a call. Evidently, they're going to have, since there was a lot of kids going to be there, grandchildren, great grandchildren visiting their grandmas or grandpas or what their older relatives that are residing at the House of the Good Shepherd. They got a call. They were going to put up a bounce house. Well, they get a call from the bounce house people. And evidently the truck's been hit somehow that was delivering the bounce house. And they're not sure if they can get it there. And, well, a lot of places would have thundered and roared and complained and, threatened, all sorts of stuff. They just said, well, we hope everyone's okay. Do the best you can. And if we had a vehicle, we just don't have anything big enough to hold a bounce house. Those things weigh 700 pounds, I'm told. So, long story short, I know a little later in the gig, the bounce house arrived. They set it up. No one complained. They just set it up. And pretty soon the kids are in there, jumping around like they do. Yeah. They were going to serve, like wine and beer. to anyone who wanted it. A young lady who was going to be the bartender comes out with a cart full of iced tea and water, I believe, and maybe some orange juice for those that wanted just iced tea. But it was this big, it was bigger than a laundry basket. I'm thinking maybe the baskets were maybe about 2.5 feet deep, about 2 foot wide, and about 3 foot wide. I mean, you're talking a lot of cubic feet. It's full of ice and water and tea and such, lemonade and the like. The lady picks it up and carries it over. I mean, you figure that had to, well, there was two of the containers. She just picks it up and, well, you can tell it wasn't easy. And she walks over and sticks it on the table, not complaining a bit. I stopped her. I said, wait a minute, I'll help you. I'll help you with the other one. She says, you don't have to. I said, no, wait, please. And so I grab it. My God, the darn thing almost fell out of my hands. It was so heavy. And in fact, I think I tripped trying to get over the curb with the thing in my hand. I dropped some of it. Yeah, old butter muscles here. And so the girl and I finally decided we'd lift it together. It worked. Yeah, lifting it together wasn't too bad. The kitchen staff was sitting across from me. They had this big cooking tent. It was like a mess tent, like you'd see on MASH. Yeah, and they were bringing out all this food, and they were setting up the menu. And I'm looking, my gosh, there's I think potato pancakes and knockwursts and those big fat pretzels people like, and there was some kind of pork cutlet with breaded pork cutlet with cheese sauce on it. And oh my God, all the stuff, and they're cooking it out. They cooked it, I'm sure, in their kitchen, but they were keeping it warm. They were getting it busy and ready. I didn't hear, usually in a kitchen, you'll hear someone start getting, mad about something. Nothing. They were all just joking and working and having a grand old time setting it up. I couldn't, I'm thinking, look at these people. This is fantastic. And like that, there was, eventually people started arriving. They showed folks where to park. Again, I don't think in that whole day I heard anything that was a word in anger. It was all just, can I help? What do you need? Where do you want it? Stuff like that. And they just went about their work like it was, well, I think it was fun. I think it was fun to them. My gosh. I mean, really. It started looking to me like the Carson Street scene in Aunt Barb's Magic Oven, the book I wrote, where everyone's setting up, for this big feast that was to spread worldwide. You'd have to read the book to know, but it looked, it's almost like angels at work, apprentice angels at work. It was so darn cool to see. Honestly, I just couldn't believe it. It was just so good. I'm just trying to look here on some of the, I started playing music. And a lot of times when you play oldies, someone will come over and be mad because they don't have anything modern. Not one person came over. They loved the music. And the residents were just having the best time. I think that's what they saw, that the residents were enjoying this immensely. And I know there was one very old timer they put kind of near one of my speakers. He was actually, I think, in kind of like a rolling, it was kind of a chair that can convert to a very spread out recliner. Yeah, it was almost like a bed that tilted. And he had to be very close to 100. A veteran of the service, one of the wars back in the day. And you know how sometimes as a person gets very old like that, they have like no expression and their mouth is kind of, I don't know if I can do it, but like that, yeah. And they're just basically laying there almost. It's kind of a cross between a sleep and in a coma kind of thing. He was just sleeping. He was pretty much in a constant state of sleep. But I said, I saw, he was from the Korean conflict. And his hat anyway, I think he may have been even older though. Maybe he was a sergeant back then or something. Had been in the service, maybe even World War II. I don't know. I wouldn't want to say without knowing, but But so I found some songs that were from that era that I recall hearing that the soldiers liked. Work with Me, Annie, all that. Yeah, all those kind of slightly raunchy songs from the day. And I noticed when I played some of those songs, and also some of the pop songs of those days, the Doris Day stuff and the yeah, and the like. It's kind of where we were between when we were between big band and rock and roll. You know the music. Well, you could actually see his lips moving, and a little bit of consciousness. You could see him. He was kind of singing the song. I was watching. He was kind of mouthing the words. I don't know if he had the strength to actually sing it, but he was enjoying it something fierce. Oh my God! I honestly I about lost it, and gee, just all the while there was a young fella came by, and he he asked me. He says, "I see you work a turntable." I said, "Yeah." He says, "God." He says, I've got one at home, but I can't figure out how you get the songs to play bang just like that off the turntable. What are you doing to make them sound, to start right without any pause or anything?" I said, "Well, you do a thing called cueing." And he said, "Well, how do you do that?" And I said, "Well, I'll show you. Look, here's, and I showed him how to cue a record and get it to start. A big enlightenment to him. He says, "And you got CD players?" I said, "Yeah, yeah." I guess now CD players are old fashioned. And he was just having a time. And he said, "Well, where do you get those?" I said, "Well, you can get them on, out of Amazon. You just write the names down here and you can pick them up." I said, "I think you can get turntables too." He said, "This one I've had since before you were born, but, yeah." He says, "Wow." But again, I, I don't know. I was just so tickled to see how everything was going there. It was just, to me, it was absolutely amazing. It was almost like, again, I swear, the people were like they were angels, just serving as best they could each other and their residents, and you could see the light in the eyes of the residents too. You could tell they were very happy there. In fact, a friend of mine I used to work with, an elderly lady, is now a resident there, and she looked, pretty happy. She looked pretty happy to me. She always was a happy person, but she seemed very content to be under the care there at the house of the Good Shepherd. Nice lady. Honestly, it was. It was like heaven on earth. In fact, I don't even want to say like it. I think it was heaven on earth. It was just so darn nice, and I'm so grateful to have had a chance to see that. Anyway, when you're watching the news and everything seems wrong and nothing seems to be going right and everyone's poking each other in the eye and, that kind of thing, remember the house of the Good Shepherd. And I'm sure there's more places like that on this planet, and I'm going to try to seek them out and let you know about them. Okay? Anyway, there you go. Thank you, friends, and if anyone from the House of the Good Shepherds, watching this, I thank you for your kindness in letting me DJ there. Indeed. Okay? There you go. Bye now, and thank you.